This is Michael Wilson. We're looking at the question, are we exploiting the poor? The Bible consistently warns us against despising, looking down on, or exploiting the poor. There are a multitude of scripture verses on the subject, but let's look at just several from Proverbs alone. He who despises his neighbor sins, but he who has mercy on the poor, happy is he. He who has pity on the poor lends to the Lord, and he will pay back what he has given. Whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be heard. He who gives to the poor will not lack, but he who hides his eyes will have many curses. The righteous consider the cause of the poor, but the wicked do not understand such knowledge. These verses, and there are many, many others like them, place a tremendous responsibility upon all of us to have concern for the needs of the poor. We can't just dismiss them as saying, well, they're mentally ill, or well, they're addicted, or well, they ought to get a job, or well, no. A mark of wickedness is simply averting your eyes to the plight of the poor. Furthermore, a reward is to be promised in relation to caring for the poor. So when we give to the poor, Solomon told us they were lending to Yahweh. And when Yahweh repays our loans, he does not forget the interest. He pays the principal and the interest. So why is it happy to have mercy on the poor? Well, it reflects the heart of God, the very heart of God, who is rich in mercy and loves to bless those who are in need. It also brings joy to our own souls. We experience the satisfaction of doing good and the reward of God's approval. It also fosters a spirit of generosity and kindness, which enriches our relationships and our community. Therefore, let us not look down on anyone, but rather show mercy and love to all, especially to those who are poor and vulnerable. This is the way of wisdom and happiness. So we look at James, who's the half brother of Jesus, and heard him directly. James says, listen, my beloved brothers, has not God chosen those who are poor in the world to be rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom, which he has promised to those who love him? And then further, James has to say, this is in James 2, if a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of you says to them, go in peace, be warmed and filled, without giving them the things needed for the body, what good is that? So, beloved brothers and sisters, let us consider and truly give to the poor. God, I would say, commands, well, yes, God commands that we do so.